Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, Joe and I are going to be explaining the new 1.2.7 patch notes for the Rise of Iron weapon balancing update. We're basically going to go through all the patch notes and explain how this is going to affect Destiny as a whole, what people will like, what people won't like. We're going to explain everything in detail to the best of our ability. And right now we're going to start with weapons. And the first thing we have is auto rifles. So I'm going to start with the auto rifles right now. This is for reduced magazine size to all high rate of fire auto rifles, such as like the Doctrine of Passing. Anything that has the same rate of fire as the Doctrine will have a smaller magazine size. And there's also increased damage to middle rate of fire auto rifles, which is, I don't really know what's considered a middle fire. I don't know if that's like something like a Suros or like a Grim Citizen. Joe, do you know? It's like a middle fire. Like Grim Citizen.
Price, Grim Citizen, Red Spectre.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, that's all the auto rifles. Now we're moving on to the pulse rifles. The first thing we have is increased rate of fire for the Hawkeye pulse rifle Ludmilla D. I never seen anybody with that anyway. I'd never even heard of it until I saw these patch notes. So the second thing we have is increased damage for middle rate of fire pulse rifles. So the Nern's Mercy is increased by 2%. For an example, anything that is around the same rate of fire as that. Next we have hand cannons. Okay. The first thing that they said is they fixed an issue where the hand cannon Zalyu's Bane has the rate of fire stat wouldn't display correctly. I never noticed that because I don't use that gun. Fixed an issue where the Taken King Vanguard and Arms Day hand cannons Down and Dow and Kumakatok HC4 stats would display incorrectly. Again, I've never used those, so. Alright, next we're moving on to the shotguns, the Amobius. Start out is decreased spread on Titan class shotgun, 0.1 zoom factor increase, increases best stability by a 60% increase. So basically the shotgun's just going to zoom in a little bit further, but it's going to have more stability if you use the Amobius. Increased rate of fire for increased rate of fire for middle and low rate of fire shotgun damages. So, middle and low rate of fire, I'm thinking that's like, is that Party Crasher and Conspiracy Theory in there too?
Party Crasher, Conspiracy Theory.
So if you have a Party Crasher and Conspiracy Theory, it's going to do 2% more damage overall. Reduce spread angle penalty on shotguns with full auto perk. Invective was not affected. Reduce spread angle penalty on all shotguns with full auto perk. Honestly, I have no idea what this is trying to tell. I think it's maybe saying, it's gonna, like, they're gonna be packed together more instead of spreading out all over the place. I don't see very many people with full auto shotguns anyway, so. Alright, next we have the big one. This is for sniper rifles, and this one's gonna be the one that's probably gonna affect the average Destiny player the most, so let's get right into this one. First off, we have reduced damage on middle-high impact sniper rifles, such as the 1,000-yard stare. The sniper rifle's damage is decreased by 6.95%. Middle-high impact snipers can no longer reliably kill high armor guardian supers. Okay, keep that in mind. No Land Beyond is not affected by this, so No Land's gonna be fine. Reduced target acquisition for LDR and longbow synthesis to bring line with other snipers in the middle high rate fire family. So basically, if you were shooting people through walls and around corners, kills you shouldn't be getting, that's not gonna happen as often now. Increasing the starting strength for aim deflection, aka flinch, when players take damage while scoped in. So this is going to be a pain in the ass if you're trying to hard scope a corner. Someone's going to shoot you one time and your scope's going to fly in the air. It's going to be really annoying.
No, this is good. No, this is actually increasing the starting strength, which means your resistance to flinch. That's a buff.
Starting strength for aim, aka flinch on player.
So you get a 20% buff for flinching. So, for say Mida, if it was going to shoot you and your scope goes across the map, it might only go halfway across the map now.
Okay, I think I read it wrong then. Because you get 20% extra, like, flinch resistance, pretty much. Here, the strength function increase until you hit 100 for max. Alright, so every time you get hit, your strength deflection increases till you hit 100. So, like, every time you get hit, it's gonna go up more and more until, like, basically you're not gonna get staggered as much at all. Overall, sniper ADS aim deflection multiplier decreased to 1.9, or increased to 1.9. It was 1.85. Again, that's good when you're aiming down your sight with your sniper. And fix an issue where the Irene UI stat bars show the incorrect rate of fire. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the sidearms now. Sidearms. Unifying damage for all sidearm types. Increases damage for existing Hake sidearm families by 3% for lowest rate of fire and 7% for higher rate of fire. That's actually going to be good. If you have a high rate of fire, you're going to get a little bit of a damage buff. Decrease damage for non-hit scan sidearms by 5% for Vestine Dynasty and Queen's Choice. Not very many people use Vestine Dynasty. I have seen people with Queen's Choice though using that. Minor extension of damage fall off point for sidearms across the board by 0.5 meter. So that's good. Basically, you're getting extra range on your sidearms for free. So like you're gonna have less damage fall off from like longer distances if you're going for them longer shots. Added damage bonuses in PvE, 20 to 30% depending on combatant tier. So like probably 30% for red health enemies and probably 20% for yellow bar enemies like majors and stuff. Okay, to accommodate 2 new faster firing sidearm families released in the Rise Vine, all current sidearm rate of fire bars will be slightly shorter. So Rise Vine, they're going to release new sidearms that probably fire faster than the current ones. This to allow the bar more space to display rate of fire differentiation. Okay, so you're not losing rate of fire, they're just going to change it so it looks like it's less, but it actually isn't. So you don't have anything to worry about if you use sidearms. If anything, it's going to be better for you guys. Now, fusion rifles. Accelerated coils correctly reflects damage reduction on the UI stat bars. No change to gameplay effect. UI only. Fix an issue where stat bars on techie and range displayed incorrectly. Okay, let's read through this again. Accelerated coils correctly reflects damage reduction on UI stat bars. I didn't know accelerated coils had damage reduction on them. I guess you're sacrificing a little bit of your damage to fire faster, so you're gonna notice it a lot more if you use accelerated coils on fusion rifles. Okay, let's move on to rocket launches right now. Okay, extended damage fall off distance on cluster bomb perks explosions should be more reliable in damaging enemies now. Grenades and horseshoes perk proc radius reduced by 1.3 meters. 1.3 to 1 meters. Truth is not affected. So basically, if you're like me and you use the Iron Banner rocket launcher with grenades and horseshoes, and you already have a hard enough time hitting those people and getting it to actually go off when it's supposed to, it's going to be a lot harder. So if you're in trials or something and you're going to use a heavy, you should always switch to truth then, unless you're using a machine gun, because it's going to be pretty much useless to have grenades and horseshoes now. Okay, we're moving on to machine guns. Increased damage for highest rate of fire machine guns by 4%. So I'm thinking that's anything like the Trials machine gun and the Iron Banner machine guns that would be having an increase of 4% damage, which is pretty good. Make up for the rocket. People aren't going to be using rockets that much, I guess. Alright, weapon perks. General weapon perks. Magazine perks now give range bonuses, so anything like, I guess, Field Scout on a rocket launcher will give you more range bonuses, less damage fall off. Anything that gives you extra bullets in the magazine gives range bonuses. Removed impact stat bonuses that had no effect on base damage and only the UI bars. Armor piercing rounds adds +4 range but reduces 4 handling. High caliber rounds adds 3+ range and reduces 5 handling. Skip rounds adds +5 range, reduces 3 handling, and adds 5 inventory. Okay, now we got the perk Take a Knee. And this perk now activates after half a second of crouching. And added flinch reduction by 25% and increase aim down sight speed by 25. So actually they're making this perk a lot better. If you have it, you take way less flinch. It activates in half a second. And you can aim in faster. So like slide snipe, slide shotgun, something like that. Which is pretty good. Alright, next we have the perk Exhume. Adds an extra +5 seconds, 15 seconds in total to the effect time. Now I wish I could explain this because I honestly forget what Exhume does. But any of you who use Exhumed,
Exhumed is like a short time after revival, it's bonus impact or bonus range, or there's a different Exhumed, I think that's bonus reload and bonus handling.
Okay, so if you have Exhumed, you're going to get an extra 5 seconds, so you're going to have 15 seconds for the buff. The next perk is Cascade. Functional change. Melee kills automatically reload a portion of magazine. So I think they just kind of changed it and made it better. So when you get melee kills, it'll automatically refill the magazine. Instead of, I think, giving you extra ammo or something. Surplus now increases carried ammo capacity. So, I mean, if you have a shotgun with surplus, you're going to be able to carry more shells, pretty much. Next, we have the perk Grave Robber, which increases proc chance to 25%, was 20. Grave Robber, I think, isn't that... Joe, do you remember what Grave Robber is?
No.
I think it's something like if you get a revive or something like that. I'm not really sure. But if you use Grave Robber, it's going to be better now. Plus 5%, which is good. Now here's one. Guerrilla Fighter, which I don't know why I would use this. It was the worst perk, but here they actually made it a lot better. Increase stability and range bonuses by 200%. Think of it as a bonus hammer for forged on perfect balance when perk activates. So like, if you are proccing the Guerrilla Fighter perk, you're pretty much going to have 0 kick at all, and you're going to have a ginormous range bonus, so you're going to have 0 fall off if you're like crouched behind some kind of box or something, which is going to be good on some guns, probably like pulse rifles or something like that. That would be a good perk for a pulse rifle. Unflinching, decreased efficiency from on the perk from 25% reduction to 15% reduction, which it kind of makes sense because they're already giving you a little bit more strength, so you won't flinch as much. But I mean, this is going to be added bonus if you have the perk. So it's not going to be as good as it used to be. Okay, now we have the Firefly perk. Firefly, possible fix for crash related to special effects triggered by the Firefly perk. I think that means sometimes, like the perk wouldn't proc, or you didn't see the Firefly, like, activate, but maybe it did work. They probably just fixed the animation or made it proc better. Pretty much made it work. Okay, now we're getting into the exotic weapons. First off, we have the Universal Remote, the most fucking overpowered shotgun in this game, the one that pretty much dominated Crucible and Trials ever since fucking year 2 when people actually started paying attention to it. But Bungie pretty much went ahead and ended that, and they reduced the exotics perk range benefits by 75%, which means you're gonna have really garbage range on the shotgun. It's really not gonna be worth using at all. Okay, so pretty much on the other hand, you get an increased rate of fire. Decreased damage as a secondary effect, so you're going to be able to fire it faster, but it's going to have way less range. Pretty much destroyed the uni. Next we have the Fabian strategy. Kills with this weapon now automatically load a portion of the magazine. Increase base range by 16%. Decrease base stability by 44%. So it's going to have a little bit more kick. It's going to have more range, and every time you get a kill, it'll reload a portion of your magazine. Next up, we have the Thorn. Everyone knows it's coming to year 2. I don't know if you're happy or pissed off about it, but reduce base range by 25%, so you're not going to be able to map people with it like you used to be able to in year 1. Next, we have the Drex Promise. Increase damage by 8%, increase magazine by 3. So you're gonna get 3 more shots, which is like an extra burst, and you're gonna get damaged by 8%. I'm interested to see on how that's gonna work. Alright, now we have the Touch of Malice. Touch of Malice is self-damage infliction. Now removes Blessing of Light. So if you add Blessing, it's just gonna take the bar down pretty much if you use Touch of Malice on like a raid or something. Alright, next we have the No Time to Explain. Added intrinsic perk Headseeker. Oh shit. Okay, so No Time to Explain got Headseeker. That's gonna be good. I'm interested to see how that one works, because the No Time to Explain is actually not that bad of a gun, but with Headseeker it's probably gonna be maybe worth using now. We'll find out. Boolean Gemini added high caliber rounds, which, like, the Boolean Gemini is kind of like the Meta. It does pretty much the same damage with less rate of fire, but now you have high caliber rounds, so it's going to do more damage but it's going to be less stable, so it's going to have more kick and stuff. Alright, next up we have Armor. So, in general, fix bug causing +1 armor perk to sometimes fail to function. So that's probably like arc armor or something like that. Anything that you get extra armor from. Class items now accept shaders, so you can pretty much color class items now. We'll probably like the exotic ones that get. Okay, next we have activities. Public events, first day public event gold completion. So here's what you get. This is new. When you get a gold tier on a public event, you now get a legendary engram. Once level 40 upgrade engram before. So you get a legendary engram, you get 15 destination materials, so whatever planet you want, you probably get that many materials. Like if you're on Moon, probably helium filaments or something like that. You get 15 legendary marks. You get 5 motes of light. You have a very low chance of an exotic shard, but it's still a chance and it's still possible. You get 4k XP, core subclass gear, pretty much XP, basically. You get 25 Vanguard rep. That's for your first time doing it that week. If you do another gold tier public event in the same week, you'll get 200 Glimmer, chance of 2 to 5 destination materials, chance of 1 to 2 motes of light, 1.5k XP, green or blue engram, and 25 rep. If you complete a silver tier public event, you get 100 Glimmer, chance of 2 to 3 destination materials, and 750 XP. And if you get a bronze public event, 50 Glimmer, 1 to 2 materials, and 500 XP. Okay, so next we have the quest. Quest menu has been changed and renamed to Progress, so it's not going to say quest anymore. I guess it'll say Progress instead of quest. Record books have been moved from materials on the inventory menu to their own location and progress menu. Okay. Quest bounty reputation displays have been adjusted. So that's pretty much your main menu area. Alright, now we got some general Crucible updates and stuff. First off, legendary engrams have been removed from the Crucible. So Crucible legendary weapons will drop significantly more often. So if you're hunting for that God Rolled Aeslin, now is the time to try to get it finally, because it's gonna probably drop a lot more often. Fix an issue where Crucible activity tool tips were showing the wrong icon. I've honestly never even noticed any Crucible activity tool tips at all. I don't know. I honestly just don't know. Beowulf, Circero, Gilgamesh shaders can once again be acquired by completing Crucible matches. So if you're not on the shaders, you can get them pretty much by winning matches now. That's pretty cool. Fix some reward logic associated with vanity items from Shaq's weekly package. Okay. So maybe meaning you're gonna get like more guns that you've been wanting for a while, which is good. The Crucible Quest factions, New Monarchy will no longer ask the player to earn points in Salvage playlist. I mean, I guess I understand that because not very many people like to play Salvage. I really don't like to play Salvage. But, I mean, I would have done it anyway if I had to for the cloak, so it's iffy, I guess, if you like it. Crucible Quartermaster weekly bounties have been removed. So that's like the, if you go to the Quartermaster for the Crucible, they'll ask you to get six hand cannon kills, six, like scout rifle kills in a, for 3 games or something. Pretty much just for XP. We're not gonna have those anymore. They're gonna be gone. The next thing is free storing treasure from weekly Crucible and Postmaster will be discontinued. Okay. So if you do the weekly Crucible now, you're not gonna get a storing treasure. They're not gonna give you a free storing treasure anymore either from your Postmaster. So you're probably only gonna be able to get one from the 41 Prison of Elders if you still do those. Yeah, storing treasure will still be available in Prison of Elders and Everest if you want to try to get your Taken armor set. Alright, now we're moving on to game types. 3v3 game types will give slightly less heavy ammo per ammo brick, so you're going to get less rockets if you use rockets, and less ammo if you use machine guns. Trials of Osiris Year 2 has been ended. Trials will resume 10 days after Rise of Iron launches on the 30th of September. Here's the interesting one. For anyone who plays Elimination, this is going to be different. Heavy ammo now only appears at the center of the map, or one spot. There's going to be one heavy ammo box in the middle of the map, and each team's going to have to fight for it. Which I really don't know how that's going to be. It's probably going to be really garbage and just, I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this goes when I play Elim, but I can just see it being totally annoying. Fix a bug where heavy ammo could persist through rounds if the heavy round ends before it can spawn. So pretty much if you kill someone within like 15 seconds of the round, heavy ammo could spawn the next round potentially. The next game mode we have is Salvage. Reduce initial relic capture spawn delay from 15 to 10 seconds. So you can capture it 10 seconds after it spawns. Reduce time between relic spawns from 25 to 15 seconds. So after a relic is captured, instead of waiting 25 seconds, it'll be 15 seconds, and then you can come up or capture anything that's salvaged. Reduce cooldown time on enemy probe from 45 to 30 seconds. Now, I'm not really sure what it means by cooldown time on enemy probe.
Say an enemy plants the probe, the time it took to actually get it set off was 45 seconds, and it went down to 30 seconds because people were getting there way too fast and didn't have a chance to defend it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because the thing is with Salvage, you can cap it, but then you have to freaking defend it for like a minute, and that's garbage when they can just come in, kill everybody, defuse it, and get more points than you can by just waiting it out. So at least it'll spawn, it'll give you the points 15 seconds faster. Increase interaction radius on enemy probe from 3 to 5 meters, so you can defuse it from 2 extra meters away, or you can cap it from 2 extra meters away. Increase successful sabotage score from 150 to 200 points. So if you defuse it, you get 200 points instead of 150. And finally, changing scoring, so now only the interacting player gets points for successful sabotage. So pretty much, if you defuse it, you get the points and your teammates don't. Alright, next game mode we have is Rift. Add an overshield on player spawn to cut down spawn camping. Okay, so pretty much when you spawn, you're gonna get an overshield. I never really noticed that big of a deal with the spawn camping thing, but extended runner damage resistance when picking up the spark by 3 seconds. So pretty much, whenever you pick up the spark, you get a shield, and then it lasts for like a couple seconds. When you run off, you go back to normal armor, and now it's gonna last a few more seconds, so you can't get sniped or something right after you pick up the spark. Alright, next category we have is maps. First map is Rusted Lands, and added invisible physics to stop players from escaping intended playable area. So you can someone jump outside the map or something, you pretty much can't do that anymore. Next map we have is Vertigo. Added invisible physics to stop players from escaping intended area. So pretty much the same thing as Rusted Lands, don't get out of the map anymore. Pantheon rotated lower heavy ammo crate to keep ammo from falling off the map. Okay, so I never really noticed that happening at all when I was playing on Pantheon, but if it was happening now, it definitely won't, which is a good thing. Next we have the map Crossroads, which is like that giant map with the 2 teleporter things and all those portals. Like, pretty big one. Added invisible physics to keep people in, pretty much same thing as Rusted Lands Vertigo. Blind Watch moved elimination tiebreaker zones indoors to avoid bias towards Bravo. Okay, cause wasn't it right by that special box?
Underneath the little kind of metal, sheet metal with holes.
Okay, yeah, so it's actually gonna be inside now, so both teams have the opportunity to get there. It's right in the middle. Alright, next we have the final category, and that's UI. Fire team and players in current game session list have been combined and will display 12 players without needing to change pages. So pretty much, instead of displaying 6, get 12. Clan roster has been added, but will not be immediately available. So I guess you can view your who's ever in your clan at that time in Destiny instead of going to their website, which is pretty good, pretty cool. The inventory menu has been modified to add ornaments. So basically, if you don't know what ornaments are like the new customizable weapon camo things that you'll get from just playing through the game, through the new DLC. You can pretty much get one for most weapons, and they'll just change the way they look, so you're just going to get an extra slot for those. There's going to be a bunch of different ways you can get those ornaments, but I'll explain all that probably in a future video when the update and the DLC finally come out. Abandoned quest kiosk menu pigmentation now allows user to view more than the first page. And I have had this problem before when I tried to view quests. I had a feeling some of them weren't showing up, and now they finally fixed that so you can view more than just the first page, which is good. You can do quests from all the way back when Crota was a thing, if you want to. So that, guys, was pretty much all the patch notes. I read through everything, and now Joe is gonna explain what he wants of the patch notes, pretty much give his side, like give his opinion on everything.
Well, let's start by going into some important things. Sniper rifles. We have reduced damage. This is going to be longbow, 1000 yard, LDR, still piercer. All these snipers that everyone uses, it says in the patch notes, can no longer reliably kill heart armor guardians. So we can no longer super snipe. So in Crucible, this basically means so they're gonna be used a lot more. Also, sniper rifle damage by 6.95% for those sniper rifles. Let's pull up a calculator, right? And I think longbow does what, 420 a
Let me explain
headshot?
something real quick, okay? So, okay, say, you got a longbow and you see a guy full health and you body him, it'll bring his health down to like 20% where he's basically one shot. I'm guessing with this, it's gonna probably bring it down to around 30-40%, and you're gonna have to probably two-tap him to kill him now. With that's like the highest impact sniper. Okay, go ahead.
Well, we got a calculator, right? Longbow usually does 163 to 173 per body. Now, 6.9% damage, it's gonna do 23.45 less damage. So that basically means they're gonna have like 140 health exactly for one body shot. So that means if you're one to use quick draw and you're gonna body and pull out your last word and finish them, it's gonna take 2 shots or a headshot now. It's no longer one bang. So they've been taking that out. So this is gonna completely change everything in the Crucible. A lot of people may switch from sniper to shotgun. Which reminds me, let's stop by the shotgun category
especially because Party Crasher and Conspiracy Theory getting 2% damage increase, which means you're gonna see a lot more shotguns and a lot less snipers in year 3. Which sucks because I really love my longbow, but you have to adjust to the new playstyle and the new meta that comes with all these patch notes and weapon updates and stuff like that.
Let's get into Universal Remote. The whole point of the Universal Remote is so when you aim, you have the highest range shotgun in the game. That's the thing, because that's its perk. But it wasn't, first of all, because Party Crasher outranged Uni, which is a proven fact statistically. It says Universal reduced by 75%, and it says no longer guarantees maximum shotgun range. So, basically, it has invective range now, which if you don't know, it's garbage. No, Fourth Horseman range. We'll label it that at. But it has an increased rate of fire, so you can double tap people, but if someone has a Party Crasher and you're in a shotgun battle, you're gonna lose, because the more range you have and the more damage you have per foot, pretty much, increases your effective killing range. So Party Crasher is going to outrange every other shotgun.
Pretty much.
It's pretty stupid. Also, I want to go on the Crucible Legendary Incrims have been removed. So, the reason they're doing this is because in Rise of Iron, this happened to Taken King. People are getting really good gear because they're just farming Crucible for Legendary Ingrams. And Bungie wants you to do strikes for that, not Crucible. So they took those out, and significant increase in weapon drops, they're increasing it by 100%. So it's double what it used to be. So like Grind said, the God Roll AS Luna is going to be coming a lot. God Roll Party Crasher are going to be dropping a lot. It's kind of dumb.
You're gonna see people rolling up with these God Roll AS Luna Party Crasher combos with double wombos and Crucible.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. And, okay, this is one of the last things. This is the second to last thing. Elimination. Heavy ammo now only appears at one central location. This completely is a mind screwer, because it's going to be a lot harder for your team to get that heavy, because it's going to be everybody fighting over one heavy, not 2. Whatever team gets the heavy pretty much wins, because the other team doesn't have heavy to fight back. They're just going to get murked by truth.
Yep, Bubble Titan can see it already. Gonna bubble the heavy, and it's gonna be over.
Yeah. Alright. And with the maps, the added invisible physics, like he said, jumping out of the map, but also per se rusted lands. If you have ever experienced this, Bravo Point on the pipe, you're not supposed to be allowed to get up there. But with this invisible physics, you're not allowed to get up there anymore. Vertigo, there's a ledge above kind of like where that staircase is going up into Bravo, no longer existent. Like, all these spots which are garbage that you shouldn't be allowed to get in are being taken out.
Pretty much what they did with the Frontier glitch spot. People were jumping up and inside the map and sniping you. They took that out.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like, there's not much. Like, it's a lot of nerfs. Like, snipers are completely getting destroyed. Shotguns got buffed, which I still, I don't know. Fusion rifles, yeah, it doesn't. Snipers were perfectly fine. Everyone was complaining about shotguns, so they nerfed sniper rifles. Pretty dumb. No time to explain. It's already a good gun. The only problem is it gets gunned out sometimes. But now it has head seeker automatically, so it's going to smash. But that's it for me.
Alright, so basically we covered everything. If you guys have any questions, comment below. We'll answer them to the best of our ability. We're going to start streaming when the update comes out. The new DLC, we're going to be streaming that, making a bunch of videos covering everything that comes out. Pretty much, like, if you want to see something, we'll probably have it covered by the time you want to know what it's about. Check out our channels for that.
Make sure you tune in, because when it drops and that raid's available, we've got a raid team set and ready to go blow through that raid. So come to our channels if you want to see one of the first people actually running through the raid.
Alright, but pretty much we just covered everything in the update, and like I said, if you have any questions, comment down below, like, subscribe, anything. Definitely help out our channels humongously. But anyways, yeah guys, that was just Joe and I covering everything in the update, and we'll be sure to cover anything else that comes out in the future, any Destiny news that we find, anything that we think is interesting in general. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.